Outside of the floor system, another common component that needs to be estimated are the materials for the wall framing. For example, let's say that we want to estimate the walls for the upper floor plan. We'll come to the upper floor plan page and note that we already have scaled it and set the default pack to the second floor wall. As we look around the plan, we also note that the plan calls that these are 8-foot ceilings. So we'll start by calling the 8-foot exterior walls, except for here by the stairway where there's a balloon framed wall. Following the same pattern as we have before, we'll draw what we see. We'll start with the segment tool, click it, and begin to trace the lineal footage of 6-inch exterior walls that are around the perimeter of the project. Notice that as we draw, we trace right through the openings, since the wall assemblies have been set up to allow for the waste to cover the extra material that is needed for trimmers, plates, cripples, and so on. Of course, waste percentages can be adjusted in your wall assemblies if you prefer to estimate in a different fashion. We finish around the outside of the building, tracing all of the 6-inch exterior walls that are 8 feet in height. As noted before, we left off this wall by the stair framing since it will be a different height of wall. Whenever a wall is a different height, you'll estimate that as a separate wall assembly. Following the pattern that we have previously of setting the application, then product, and then pack, we'll go to the takeoff items list, right-click on this lineal foot segment, and set the application to be wall assembly. Once we've done this, we'll right-click again, go to the product, choose more products, and from the list of available wall assemblies that are listed, we'll find the 6-inch exterior. Then on the keyboard, we'll arrow to the right to set the value to sheathed, since there's going to be sheathing on this exterior wall. We'll click OK, and then note down here in the pack, since our default pack has been set, it's already been set to the second floor wall. Finally, we'll click on the wall heights, and note that the left height, or the height of the wall, has been set to 8 feet by default. At this point, we've completed the material estimate for these 6-inch, 8-foot high exterior walls that are sheathed. However, unlike in other cases where we draw one thing in the digitizer and just get one type of material, because we're using wall assemblies, you'll note when we look in the material list that we have multiple different types of materials, studs, plate, and sheathing that are all coming from the wall assembly. And if we were to come to the Project tab and the List tab, you'll see here in the second floor pack that the wall assembly is listed here and can be adjusted and changed further if needed. Back over in the Plan tab, we can continue on with our wall estimate and move on to this taller wall that's by the stairway. Following a similar pattern as before, we simply trace the wall assembly to gather the total length of wall, set the application to be wall assembly, and again set the product to be, in this case, 6-inch exterior sheathed. However, once it's been assigned to the pack, we'll go to the wall heights and we'll make the adjustment to account for the extra height that this wall has being in the stairway opening. We'll set the height to be 18 feet since that's appropriate for this plan. And now if we consult the materials list that's produced from these two wall assemblies, we'll note that we have additional extra stud heights to account for this tall wall, as well as exterior blocking to account for the panel breaks in the tall wall condition. With the 6-inch exterior walls completed, we can now move on to other walls that will be required for the upper floor, in this case the interior walls. And again, we'll follow that same pattern of tracing the lineal footage of wall, setting the application to wall assembly, picking the appropriate wall assembly type, such as interior or exterior, and sheathed or unsheathed, setting it to a pack, and finally setting the wall height.